Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to Northern Burlington County Regional High School. I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is homecoming 2017 as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Hamilton West Hornets in a great matchup. How are you doing today, Kyle?
I'm doing good today, Mr. Dowd. It's a pleasure to be back here with you, and we should see a good game today as we come in with two evenly matched teams.
Northern is led by head coach Mr. Jewel Dolce. He is in his second year as a varsity coach, and he's got a lot of head coaching experience with the varsity wrestling team. He's also joined by his assistant coaches, Mr. Brian Wolverton, Mr. Colin Hugo, Mr. Thaddeus Richards, Mr. Charlie Perello, as well as several other assistants, and they've got a lot of experience, numerous division championships, and several state titles between them, so I know they've got the team fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, Mr. Dowd, I look for this team to come out hot on their homecoming day, and they've got senior quarterback Cameron Klauser under center right now. It looks like that's going to be a penalty on Hamilton West there. It looks like a neutral zone infraction that's going to move the Hounds up 5 yards.
Northern is currently 1-4 in the season. They defeated West Windsor-Plainsboro South in their home opener, 38-14. And then they've run into some really tough competition, losing to Steinert, who averages about 30 points a game. They lost to reigning state champ Allentown, as well as Woodrow Wilson and Morristown. But they're looking to get a big win, and I know that's really important for the team today in front of our home crowd.
Yeah, they've definitely faced some tough competition this year after they won their first game against West Windsor-Plainsboro South, as looks like that's going to be a run there from Amir Stevenson for about 3 yards. But as I was saying, they've had some tough competition this year, Mr. Dowd, and they've played pretty well in some of those games, just haven't come out on the winning end of it. So hopefully today they'll come out on top.
And Amir Stevenson has really been our go-to running back this season. He took over in the first game for injured running back Anthony King, and in that game, he had 175 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. So he's definitely got the capability to break off a big run, and I know Northern's going to lean on him today. He's averaging close to 100 yards a game this season, so look to him to be an integral part of this offense today.
And just as you say that, Mr. Dowd, they give the ball right back to him, and looks like he's going to pick up the first down there for the Hounds, and that's going to move the chains.
Now, Northern is a very run-heavy offense, but Cam Klauser can air it out from time to time. You know, he's had about 250 yards passing on the season. He has a touchdown throw as well as 3 rushing touchdowns, and he's got close to 70% pass percentage, actually about 67 to be exact. Now, he played last year as some varsity quarterback. It was a very difficult position. He's taken over for last year's quarterback, Mr. Mark Granberry, who was a great dual threat on offense and on defense. But I know Klauser's got the team fired up, and I know Coach Dolce and the staff has done their due diligence here against Hamilton West.
Yeah, and Mr. Dowd, the Hounds have Will Mesa, number 9 here. He's been in the backfield on multiple plays to start off this game, and he's not used to being in this offense, so I'd be interested to see how they try to incorporate him in here today. He's typically a linebacker and center, but it looks like today they've got him lined up in the fullback position, so like I said, it'll be interesting to see what they do with him.
And good defensive pressure there by West, flushing Klauser out of the pocket. Looked like he picked up maybe a yard or 2 on that play. Looking to make a big pass there. And he's at about the 39-yard line here.
So that's going to be the first negative play for the Hounds, so it'll be interesting to see how they react here. They're in second down and long, and Klauser's going to line up under center again here with Mesa and Stevenson behind him. And it looks like that ball's going to be fumbled on the exchange for a handoff from Klauser to Mesa. However, Klauser is able to fall back on top of it. It's going to set up a third down and long here for the Hounds.
Great turnout here today at the farm. It is our annual homecoming game. We just came off a very exciting carnival, and tremendous turnout by our students, staff, and community members. And here we are with a great day for a football game. It is currently about 65 degrees out, so weather shouldn't be a factor. And looks like Klauser's going to go under center here once again and try to get a first down for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, Mr. Dowd, what they do here. In third down and long, do they want to just make sure they don't turn the ball over and run a little short play here and be content with a punt, or do they want to go for a long pass? And as they roll Klauser out to the right, it looks like they're going to go the pass route, and he's going to hit the fullback Will Mesa there, and it looks like he's going to pick up about 18 yards and get a first down here for the Hounds. Just want a huge third down and long, first one of the game. The Hounds are able to convert, and that's a good sign.
That was a tremendous play-action pass there. Clouser rolled out, hit Mesa, and a big first down there for the Greyhounds. So, new set of downs here. Northern at about the 35-yard line. Looks like they're going to go with a lateral. And they're going to pick up a couple on that one.
And the Hounds are really getting some completions here for Clouser early, which is good to get his confidence up. And also on that, like I said, on that third down, he hit Will Mesa, who really hasn't caught a pass all year. So it's getting some confidence in both Mesa with this offense and getting Clouser kind of, adjusted to his first senior homecoming game and letting him, get some good completions to get his confidence going.
It's good to see the Greyhounds on the attack. They've struggled offensively a little bit this year. They were only averaging about 12 points per game. But they are 1-2 at home, 0-2 away. So certainly having home field advantage today and homecoming, I know that's going to help our boys. And that looks like it's going to be a nice chunk of yards there for the Greyhounds on that Tommy Hill halfback draw.
Yeah, Mr. Dowd, he's another threat in the backfield. The Hounds have three guys that line up behind Clouser on any given play, and they know that they can get a good chunk of yards. Amir Stevenson, Tommy Hill, and Will Mesa. So any of those guys that line up behind Clouser, they know that with a run play they can get some hard-fought yards. As it looks like they're handing it right back to Hill, and he finds a hole to the right side and gets right down around the first down marker. It'll be interesting to see where they spot this. Might be about a yard shy.
The Greyhounds have a good core group of upperclassmen on the team, including Tommy Hill, as well as players like Billy Nolan, DeAndre Pearson, Sam Irvin, Ja'Cory Johnson, Josh Edwards, Jacoby Lewis, and obviously our senior quarterback, Cameron Clouser. So I know this game means a lot to them, means a lot to our fans, and they're looking to try to put 6 on the board here.
Well, yeah, although their record might not show it right now, Mr. Dowd, this is still a confident group of guys, and they believe that whoever they play, they can go out there and beat, and it looks like that's going to be a false start penalty here on the Hounds that's going to back them up. So it's going to force them into a third down and medium range here, so it'll be interesting. The Hounds were able to convert a 3rd and 15 earlier. They're going to be set up with about a 3rd and 8 here, so we'll see what Dulce's got in store for us.
Now, the Greyhounds are coming off a rebuilding season last year, 2016. They had a record of 3-7, but they did have some big wins against Princeton High School, Jackson Liberty. Kyle, you and I had the privilege of doing that game, as well as a big win versus Pemberton. So, they're looking to stay competitive, and certainly today would mean a lot for this team to bounce back and get a big win.
Yeah, and especially on your homecoming day, Mr. Dowd, there's no better day to win, as that ball is going to be handed off to, looks like Tommy Hill there, and it looks like he might get right down around the first down marker here.
Absolutely, and they still have 3 games left on the docket. They won 3 of their last 4 last year, so maybe they can get some last end-of-season momentum and, finish the season with a 500 record.
So as the Hounds are able to move the ball down the field here right now, they're set up with a 3rd and 1 at the 24-yard line of the Hornets. Clouds are under center in the I formation with Hill and Mesa following them. And I wouldn't be surprised, Mr. Dowd, if we see a handoff here to try and get some tough yards. And that's exactly what they do. Hand it right off to Mesa. And he's going to pick up the first down.
Yeah, that was a great fullback draw there. Will Mesa's been doing a great job so far, sort of ground and pound offense. It looks like Stevenson's going to come back in to relieve him. And you'd like to see that first down here as the Hounds, continue to stay aggressive here in the first quarter.
And when the Hounds are able to run the ball like they have on this drive, Mr. Dowd, it really sets up their offense the way they want it to, because then you have play action that can fool defense because they've got to respect the run. So anytime you run a play action, they're going to be thinking run. And with Clouser's arm, that he can definitely make some noise in the air, so that can really throw a defense out of whack. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see that at some point on this drive.
Looks like we're going to get a timeout here, and we'll pick back up here on the game action. That was the first timeout for the Greyhounds here in the first quarter.
And there is the play action I was just talking about, as Clouser play action rolls to the right and hits his receiver. Looks like that's Will Mesa there on the reception, picking up another first down. So for a guy who really hadn't played much offense in his high school career, he's having a really good day so far on this opening drive.
Will Mesa, also one of our Homecoming King nominees for our big homecoming dance coming up later tonight. A way to cap off the festivities here at the farm. This weekend is also the 40th anniversary of the class of 1977. You can check out our district webpage, nburlington.com, for some of the social gatherings going on here as the Hounds look to put 6 on the board early in the game.
And if the Hounds are able to go up Mr. Dowd early in this game, they want to get a lead. They've got that really good defensive front, which has been able to get the quarterbacks all year and really stop the run game. So if they can get a lead for their defense, they should be really confident.
So, second down and goal here for the Greyhounds as they look to punch one in. We've seen Cam Klauser rush for a couple of touchdowns this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was a quarterback draw or giving it to their running back Stevenson there in the backfield to punch in, get 6.
Yeah, either way, Mr. Dowd, both guys have been able to score a lot this year, and it's going to be Klauser again on the QB sneak. So the senior quarterback leads the Hounds all the way down the field and ends up capping it off with a nice little QB run there to put the Hounds up 6-0.
So, great job by the Hounds, putting 6 on the board, looking to punch it in here for an extra point. And go up 7.
And Zach Hobbs puts the extra point through. So a great opening start here for the Hounds as they're going to go up 7-0. And we'll see what their defense has in store for us here on their first possession.
All right, and it looks like our cheerleaders are coming out to get the crowd fired up. They do a great job at all of our home games, keeping our troops motivated. So, great to see the Hounds put 7 on the board, currently in the lead, with just over 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. And Hamilton West is going to take over here. Now, Hamilton West is coming off a tough loss last week versus Hightstown, 32-15. But they've got some pretty good offensive players, including wide receiver Chris Charles and running back Kevin Boswell. So the Hounds are going to have to try to contain those guys. And they're led by junior quarterback Eddie Fennell, who's taken over for injured starter and senior Hezekiah Patterson. So, see the Hounds here with the kickoff.
Yeah, Mr. Dowd, you're right. As that ball almost fumbled there by the Hornets, but they're able to jump back on it, and looks like they'll start their first possession at their own 30-yard line. But they've got wide receiver Chris Charles, who's really their go-to guy, and if they ever need a big play, they go to him. So I think the Hounds are going to know that coming into this, and they're going to make sure that they try and limit his receptions here today.
Hamilton West is coming into this game 3-2. They've had some big wins versus Princeton, Lawrence, and West Windsor Plainsboro South. And 2 of their 3 wins have gone on the road this year. So I know they'd like nothing more than to come in here and get a big win versus the Greyhounds.
And it looks like Fennell's going to go deep down the field looking in Charles' direction, and that ball is just overthrown out of his reach. The Hounds can take a sigh of relief there, as that ball looked like if that was caught, that might have been 6 going the other way for Hamilton West. But just an overthrown ball, and Mr. Dowd, that's just going to be second down now.
So, second down and 10. But as we said, Charles is a guy to look out for. Definitely got wheels, and had he come down with that one, that would have been 6 for Hamilton. But they're going to take back over. They've got a pretty high-powered offense. See what the Greyhounds defense can do here on second down.
Yeah, it'd be huge for this defense if they would be able to stop Hamilton West here and get the ball right back to the offense. They were hot, in their first possession. They want to keep that momentum going. So, if anything the Hounds can really do here on defense is hopefully they can stop them here and force the ball back to the for their offense.
Look like West is trying to get the play call in here as the game clock is winding down. So second down and 10. At the 30-yard line. Cheerleaders getting the crowd pumped up. And the Greyhounds are going to wrap them up quickly. So great alert defense there, not biting on the fake, and maybe a 1 yard loss. We have just under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is homecoming 2017 as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Hornets of Hamilton West in a great matchup.
Yeah, and Mr. Dowd, that defensive line there for Northern was able to get into the backfield, and it looked like that was Chris Ratty there that made the stop and for the loss of yards on Hamilton West. So now they force Hamilton West here into a 3rd down and long, and if they're able to get off the field here and put their offense back on the field, it'd be a great opening start here for the Hounds, and looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Is some nice team tackling there. They get Christopher Charles down for really only a gain of about 4 yards there, and looks like the Hornets are going to be forced to punt.
And on the previous play, as you said, Chris Ratty, he's been doing a great job this season. Defensive standout for the Greyhounds, one of our sack leaders on the year, along with DeAndre Pearson. So great defensive stop there, and Hamilton's going to punt. Greyhounds looking to take over here with about 3 minutes left in the first quarter.
So a short return there for the Hounds, and their offense is going to come back out onto the field here. Looks like they're right down around their own 30-yard line.
That was Jacoby Lewis there, number 8, fielding that punt. And you can hear the crowd getting fired up. The marching band's here, getting the fans going under the direction of Mr. Sean Linder. He does a great job with our marching band every year. They've countless awards this season as well as many others. So hopefully Greyhounds can pick back up here on the 30 and looking to put another score on the board here before the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Mr. Dowd, their offense had a very successful first possession, and they're going to be looking to try and keep that momentum going. They've got sophomore quarterback Michael Colario in here, which is kind of what we expected the Hounds to do. They're flip-flop between quarterbacks every possession because both of those guys have played pretty well this season. As that looks like that's going to be a run there for Amir Stevenson for a little to no gain. It's going to set up 2nd down here for the Hounds.
Always good to see a younger player get some key playing time. And, the Greyhounds did some of that last season, too, getting Cameron Clouser in to get some experience. And, they're looking to pass the torch to Colario next season. So, the fact that he can get in here, a big moment, big game, homecoming, and get some experience, that'll be key going into next year.
Yeah, definitely will, Mr. Dowd. You want to give those guys, all the playing time that they can get because they're going to be the future of your team. And so, like you said, seeing him come in here in this big situation, in this big game, it's good to see.
And a handoff there to Amir Stevenson. He's going to pick up a couple. Now, this is a Greyhound team that lost a lot of senior leaders from last season, including, as I stated, quarterback Mark Ranberry, running back A.J. Jackson, wide receiver C.J. Hussey, kicker Kyle Matthews, and some other defensive leaders as well, including Stephen Truex and Mark Ranberry on the defensive end. So, relatively young squad, some seniors in this season as well, but Hounds are looking to build on this season and maybe be a little more competitive next year, but they're doing a great job so far today, and hopefully they can pick up a 1st down here from the 37-yard line.
Yeah, they got 3rd down and short here, and it'll be interesting to see what their play call is. Looks like they're going to hand the ball off to Stevenson, and looks like he's going to come up a little bit short of the 1st down marker there. It's going to be interesting to see where this spot is.
And we'll see how the refs spot this one. Waiting on a call to see if, the Hounds are going to get a 1st down. It looks like we're going to get a timeout here from the officials so they can decide whether it's a 1st down. And you can keep up with all of football action on Twitter at Hounds Gridiron. And you can follow all of NBC Sports on Twitter at NBC_athletics. And that's run by our athletic director, Dr. Zan Uzaki, does a great job. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Greyhounds. So great job there, grinding out those couple yards. Got a big 1st and 10 now. Colario's getting the play call in.
That is definitely a big 1st down, Mr. Dowd, because although they only got it by maybe half a yard, it still counts as a 1st down, and their possession's able to keep going. So this has been a really solid performance here in the first quarter there by their offense.
Absolutely, and we're coming off a really successful game just 2 days ago. We, you and I, Kyle, and Decker Morrow, one of our other broadcasting students, filmed in the girls' field hockey senior night. That was a big win for our girls. That was back on Thursday, the 14th, and our girls were victorious in that one, 4-0. That was also the same night as our annual open house, which is a tremendous community event. So great turnout here. It's going to be the end of the first quarter as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds lead this one 7-0, and we're going to pick back up here in the second quarter.
So Colario in the shotgun set here. He's going to hand the ball up to Stevenson, who's trying to bounce it around to the left side. And pretty good run there by Stevenson. Looks like he's able to pick up about 6 yards there for the Hounds.
Just across the 45, and the Greyhounds are going to be on the 47 here. We'll see if they can continue their hot first quarter. Maybe get another score on the board.
And if you're the this Hamilton West defense, Mr. Dowd, they've been on the field for a long time already. They've been on the field for almost 10 minutes, and they're only in the start of the second quarter here. So the Hounds are doing a really good job of staying on the field and really not letting their defense get a chance to breathe very much. They've got to be gassed at this point.
Absolutely, and looks like we're going to get an injury on the field, but take a quick timeout. Looks like that injury was on Hamilton West, but it looks like he's going to get off the field here. So great to see player get off the field there on his own accord, and Northern's going to pick back up here.
So that ball's going to be punted there by the Hounds, and it takes a favorable Hounds roll down to about the 29-yard line. Excuse me, about the 24-yard line. So Hamilton West looks like they're going to take over from their own. Looks like I was right. They are from their own 29-yard line here to start this possession. And we'll see if the defense can kind of do the same thing they did in the first quarter and make this Hornets offense go 3 and out and get the ball back to the offense.
Absolutely, and the Hornets are looking to be a little more aggressive here on offense, and as I said, they've got a new quarterback taken over today, junior Eddie Fennell, as well as offensive standouts Kevin Bosworth and Chris Charles. So I don't know if the Hounds are going to keep those guys bottled up for too long. They're certainly more than capable of making some big plays, and it's going to be second down here.
Yeah, the Hornets are kind of a big play offense, Mr. Dowd. They've got a lot of weapons who can make plays, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that a little bit today. They're tough to contain for the entire game, but what you're really trying to do is just kind of contain them for as long as you can and try and build off this lead that you have, and then if you get a big enough lead, you can afford to give up some bigger plays.
So, big play here for the Greyhounds, looking to make a big stop. Looks like West is setting up for a pass play. And we're going to get a whistle here. So, I guess they're going to take a timeout. Little pause in the game action. Typically they use timeouts to, break teams' momentum or help motivate their players. So they're going to pick back up here. Still a very competitive game. Northern in the lead, 7-0. Again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm. It is Saturday, October 16th, as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Hamilton West Hornets, and it is homecoming 2017.
Looks like that's going to be a designed run there to Fennell, and he picks up about 5 yards there on that play. So the Hounds kind of had it contained there. Looks like it's going to set up about. Looks like I think it's going to be set up down to third down and about 6 yards there for the Hornets.
Big hit there by Sam Irvin, number 87. He also plays on the offensive end as well, wide receiver. So good to see some talented two-way players here on the Greyhounds. So a big play here, third down.
And we'll see if this Hounds defense can do the same thing they did last possession and get off the field as that ball is thrown to the outside there. And it looks like that's going to be a completed pass right down around the chains. Looks like they might have picked up a first down here, but again, Wouldn't be surprised if we have another beating by up. They're going to end up ruling that a first down. Don't need to measure it. So that's going to be the first down of the game here for the Hornets. They've got a little momentum going here on their second possession of the game.
But still good to see the defense staying aggressive. And again, plenty of football to play here. So 36-yard line, 1st and 10 here for the Hornets. See what Northern can do here on defense.
That's a run there by Kevin Boswell. And that looks like that's going to pick up about 5 yards there for the Hornets.
Nice halfback draw there by the Hornets, and you know they're moving the ball a little bit better here in the second quarter. Currently on the 41-yard line. 2nd and about 5.
A little quick out there to Chris Charles, and he's tackled up there by Will Mesa, Chris Ratty, and a slew of others who were able to get there right in time for that tackle. As he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down here. That's going to set up a 3rd down and short here, right around their own 45-yard line.
So another big 3rd and short, 3rd and 1 specifically here. Northern's got to bend, don't break defense, and they're looking to make a big stop.
Yeah, they're still trying to get off the field here, and on a 3rd down and short, you know, I'd look for a quick run trying, you know, the Hornets are trying to run the ball right up the middle here. That's exactly what they do, and they're going to be able to pick up that first down as they get to right around midfield there. So it's going to be another first down here for the Hornets. Like you said, Mr. Dowd, they've got a little momentum, but it's good to see the Northern defense, you know, stay aggressive. They're not really giving up many yards per play. They're just kind of giving up enough to where the Hornets are able to get a first down. But their defense is certainly still playing well.
Absolutely, and the Hornets have just crossed midfield here, and it's going to be 1st and 10. And that looks like a halfback draw again. They're going to pick up a handful of yards, but swarming defense there by the Greyhounds.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that, Mr. Dowd. The Greyhounds defense is really able to get there and tackle with a lot of guys. Everybody kind of rallies to the tackle and helps whoever the first man is there to get him down, and that's what you like to see out of your defense. When they're all hustling around the field like that, it shows that they truly care about one another and believe in one another, and they have a pretty good team bonding there, and that's what you want to see.
So about 2nd and 8 here. Northern currently in the lead, 7-0. It's the second quarter. And we'll see what the Greyhounds can do here on defense.
It's going to be a pitch to the outside, and a good tackle there by the Hounds. Able to drag the runner down there, short of the first down marker.
Number 29, Brandon Muir on that carry for the Hornets.
So, Greyhounds, another 3rd and short here. And it was a great tackle, as you said, Kyle, bringing down Brandon Ewart for the Hamilton West Hornets. So another big 3rd and short. Hamilton West has been doing a great job on this drive, you know, capitalizing on those. But if the Greyhounds can make a stop here, they can get the ball back in the second quarter.
Yeah, although Hamilton West has gotten 2 first downs and seems like they've kind of moved on this drive, they're still right around midfield. As that's going to be, looks like that's going to be a sack there for the Hounds. Might have tried to throw it there at the last second, and it might not be ruled as a sack, just an incomplete pass. But still a great play there by the Hounds as their front four were able to get pressure like they always seem to be able to do. And that's going to be able to set the Greyhounds up for a punt here. We'll see what the Hornets have in store here. They kind of are in a weird spot on the field where you might consider going for it, but it looks like they're putting their punt unit out here, and they're content with sending the ball down to the Greyhounds.
So great defensive pressure there by looked like Chris Ratty and Gabe Sampson there. Almost a sack, but nonetheless an incomplete pass. And, you know, Hamilton West really felt the pressure on that one. So great job for the Greyhounds, and they're going to try to field this punt and make something happen.
That punt was almost blocked there by the Hounds. Some great pressure up the middle. Is that punt just going to sail out of bounds? And the Hounds are going to take over in their own territory here, right around the 31-yard line here. So not bad starting field position here as senior quarterback Cam Klauser is going to come back out onto the field here for the Hounds. He had a very successful first drive on their opening possession. And they've got to be riding high with confidence right now on offense, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see them kind of go back to that ground and pound mentality, run the ball with Mesa, with Hill or Stevenson, and just try and move the ball down the field on this Hamilton West defense.
Absolutely, and as I said, a win today could really help the Greyhounds. They've got a favorable matchup next week versus Princeton. They defeated Princeton last year, and then they have the big the big Thanksgiving game every year, and this year versus Pemberton. That game is on the 22nd of November. So the Hounds still have a shot to finish 500.
So that's a rush there to Amir Stevenson. Picks up little to no gain here, but it's going to be 2nd and 11 here for the Hounds. So on a short run game like that, you might look to, in the 2nd and 11 situation, you might look to a pass here, and they've got a guy in Klauser who can really get the ball out to his receivers. And they've got some big wide receivers in Ja'Cory Johnson and Xavier Dukes that line up on the sideline for the Hounds. So we'll see what they do here. They got 2 tall targets, but they're going to set up here in the I formation with Mesa and Hill behind them. And that's going to be a handoff there to look like Tommy Hill, and he's going to get it back to about the original line of scrimmage there for the Hounds, and it's going to set up a 3rd down.
So about 3rd and 6 here for the Greyhounds. Currently in the lead, 7-0. Gain of 1 there, and looks like we're going to get a play in here quickly. Greyhounds looking to convert on a big 3rd down.
Yeah, this is big, Mr. Dowd, because your defense was just on the field for a decent amount of time. You don't want to put them right back out there. So we'd look for the Hounds to try and make a big play here with Klauser's arm, or looks like that's what they're going to try and do. He's going to roll to his left, and he's going to throw a deep ball down the field. Looks like that's intended for Xavier Dukes, as he needs to make the one-handed grab and run all the way down the sideline. Looked like he had some pass interference there on him as well, Mr. Dowd. Looked like he was the defender there for the Hornets was trying to drag him down. But Dukes was having none of that, as he made a fantastic one-handed grab there and takes it all the way down to the Hornets' 20-yard line. Great play there for the Hounds.
Outstanding catch and play, and it looks like, as you said, there was a flag on that play, pass interference, but obviously the Greyhounds are going to decline it after the run and catch, and so great play there by Cam Klauser, and even better catch there by Xavier Dukes, and Greyhounds taking over here, 1st down.
Yeah, and that was kind of the big play they needed. They marched down the field methodically on their first possession, but this one they kind of take the opposite route and go with the big plays, as that's another big run there by Stevenson, who gets right down around the 10-yard line. And the Hounds are looking good here early in this ballgame.
Yeah, they really haven't passed that much, but when Klauser has the opportunity to, he makes it happen. And as I said, he's got a 67% completion percentage, which is outstanding. And, he's really made the Hornets pay on the play action and big plays here. So Hounds taking over here in the red zone, looking to put another score on the board here.
Yeah, with about the second quarter winding down here, the Hounds are going to go with a handoff there to Amir Stevenson. Looks like he's going to take that right up the middle, and looks like he's going to get into the end zone there for the Hounds. And there's no official signal yet, but it looks like the officials have just signaled touchdown there. And the Hounds are going to go up 13-0 pending an extra point here. So picture perfect start here for the Hounds as they're able to go up 2 scores still in the first half of this ballgame.
And that's what you like to see after a big play. The Greyhounds caught Hamilton West off guard and then, go back to that ground and pound attack. And it's going to be the first touchdown for Amir Stevenson on the day. And the Hounds are going to go for the extra point here. Try to go up 14-0.
So Zach Hobbs is going to look to try and put this one through here with Cam Klauser, who was just out there at quarterback, but now he's going to be out there to hold the kick here for Hobbs. And it looks like that snap's going to be fumbled there, but Klauser couldn't handle it a little bit, and he's going to get dragged down there. So that's going to negate the extra point. They're going to only be up 13-0 here, but nonetheless, the Hounds still up 2 possessions, and their offense is has still looked extremely good to start this ballgame.
So that's got to get the defense fired up here. Currently in the lead, 13-0. As you said, Hamilton West certainly has a big play offense, so they're more than capable of putting points on the board quickly, but outstanding start here for the Hounds. And obviously you can follow this game on Northern TV, which is Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. We're also streaming on the web. You can check us out on our YouTube channel, and you can download our app at appcatch.com to check out all of the exciting information, programming, information about DVD sales, sponsorships, all kinds of great stuff here. And Northern's currently in the lead, 13-0, so got to like the start.
So Hounds are going to kick off here to the Hornets. And there is still time in this half left for the Hornets to do something, but there's also time with the way the defense has been playing for them to make a quick stop and give the offense the ball back. And the way they just played on that last possession, the Hounds showed that they have an offense that can score quickly. So not a lot of time here in this first half, but we could see a variety of possibilities happening here in the next few minutes.
And that looked like fell there with the kickoff. And it's fielded at the 29, advanced a little bit, and the Hornets are going to take over at about the 40-yard line. So, relatively short field. Can still get on the board here. Hopefully our defensive backs and defensive line can make a big stop.
Yeah, and so far the Hounds have kind of kept Chris Charles in check here this game. They haven't really allowed him to do much. He's got maybe one reception for a couple yards. And that's their go-to guy for the Hornets, so they know they're going to try and get him incorporated. So I wouldn't be surprised on this possession if they really try and feed him the ball.
And that was a great play there by the Hornets. They were in the shotgun formation, and they looked like they caught the Greyhounds off guard with that halfback draw. And looks like he's going to pick up about 12 on that gain. So that was Peters for the Hornets. And the Hornets are going to take over on the 46, first down.
Yeah, I think our defense was thinking kind of the same thing we were, Mr. Dowd. With down 13 points, you would have thought they would come out passing, but they go with the little delayed draw there and picks up 12 yards for them, so they get a first down.
And that's going to be caught. Great catch there by the Hornets. That's going to bring them down to about the 13-yard line, now in the red zone for the Greyhounds. And as we said, they're wasting no time trying to get some points on the board as the clock is winding down here in the first half. Greyhounds currently in the lead, 13-0, but Hamilton West looking to punch one in, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. First and 10 here for the Hamilton West Hornets.
And Mr. Dow, that was what we kind of knew this offense could do. We knew they could strike at any moment. They have big play threats, and they put it on, display for us right there as they threw about a 40-yard ball down the field there. And like you said, they're going to be in the red zone now. So the Hounds defense is going to have to go back to that bend, don't break mentality. You let them get down this way, but now don't give up 7, just give up 3.
So big play here for the Hornets. Clock is winding down. Second quarter. They could really close the gap and get back into this one with a quick score.
That's going to be a handoff there to Kevin Boswell, and it looks like he's going to bounce around and get down to – he is in. They're going to call that a touchdown there. So a good run there by Kevin Boswell right up the middle, and just like that, Mr. Dowd, the Hornets are able to close the gap.
So Northern still in the lead, 13-6, pending the extra point here. Credit to the Hornets for, making the most out of a very short game clock. They came down the field really quick, and they're still in this one. So, Homecoming 2017, great turnout. Lots of friends, families, community members on hand. Again, for those just tuning in, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcast assistant Mr. Kyle Forsini. We are here live at the farm as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Hamilton West Hornets in this great homecoming matchup. And that one looks like it's going to be good. The score now is Greyhounds 13, Hornets 7, with just over a minute to play here in the first half.
Yeah, so the Hounds are going to be able to get the ball back. We had said that before that last possession that if they could get a 3 and out, they'd be able to get the ball back. But instead, a good drive there by the Hornets. Got to give them credit. They really put their offense on full display there. We know that's the strength of their team. But like you said, Mr. Dowd, Hounds still in the lead here, 13-7. And with the way their offense has been playing, we've got no reason to believe that they can't go down here and score with a minute left in this half. They can definitely run that 2-minute drill and go down here and put up some more points right before this half's over.
Yeah, I think it's all going to depend on this kick. Certainly, if the Hornets can send it deep, the Hounds may go conservative and just run off the clock. But if it's a short kick or a squib kick and the Hounds can get a big return, they're certainly more than capable of putting it up. So we'll see how this kick goes. That'll sort of determine where the Greyhound offense is going to go. But, they still have to really enjoy the fact they're leading in this one 13-7, and that one looks like it's going to get fielded about the 35, and the Hounds are going to take over about midfield. So we'll see what the offense can do here. Just over a minute to play in the first half.
Yeah, that ball was kicked right at junior Nate Ruffinack, who made a nice play on that, and it's going to set up the Hounds with good field position. So as he said, it was going to depend a lot on that kick, and with the result there, I wouldn't be surprised here if we see the Hounds try and put up some more points here before this half's over.
Looks like we're going to get Colario back in at quarterback. The Hounds have been doing a great job sort of alternating, getting some key playing time, but also giving our senior Cam Klauser the opportunity to get a big win here. So we'll see what Colario can do. Hounds at midfield, just over a minute to play. Pressure's on Hamilton West to make big stops. See what the Greyhounds have in store.
First play is going to be a handoff there to Amir Stevenson, and he's going to be able to make some men miss in the open field, and he's going to take that right down around the 40-yard line. So he could move the chains there for the Hounds. He gets right down around the marker, and that's what that's what you want to see there for the Hounds on their first play. Trying to run this quick 2-minute drill, and they get a 10-yard run on the first carry. And they're going to give them the Hounds a first down there, so it's going to be a first down and 10 here.
So, clock's still ticking away. Just under a minute to play here in the first half. Great run there by Amir Stevenson. Hopefully Colario can make something happen here. Greyhounds are about the 40-yard line. Short field. And it looks like we're going to get an offsides penalty there. And that's going to back us up about 5 yards.
So it'll be first down and 15 now for the Greyhounds. But as we've said, the way their offense has been moving, I don't think that would bother them as much as it could. Their offense has been able to show that they can make big plays when they need to.
So, just under a minute to play here. Greyhounds currently in the lead, 13-7. Clock is going to be ticking. Colario drops back to pass. And it looks like he's going to get a little short pass there. So the clock's going to continue to run. Greyhounds are going to have to hustle up here on offense. They want to try to make something happen there. But, nice to see that gain. Get them back to about the 40-yard line. As we have under a minute to play.
Yeah, they're going to pick up those lost yards there. And looks like there's going to be a stoppage here. Looks like there might be a timeout, and there is. So still up 6 points here with the end of the first half looming. Hounds are up 13-7. They've really played well to start this game off. I think they've kind of come out and took it to Hamilton West right from the start of this game, and we're going to see if they can hopefully not let their foot off the gas and just keep grounding and pounding, moving the ball with their run game, throwing it when they need to, as they've shown they can do all year. And we'll see if this offense can keep up this great play.
They've really done a great job keeping Hamilton West, catching them off guard. Cam Klauser and Mike Colario drops back in the shotgun, and he's going to send that one over the middle, and it's going to be caught. And so the Greyhounds are going to be at around the 25-yard line. We're going to get another quick timeout here to try to bake the game action here. That was a great timeout by Hamilton West. Greyhounds look like they're really aggressively moving the ball here with just under 30 seconds to play in the first half.
Yeah, they're certainly moving the ball down the field here, looking like they're going to get in position to score. As Colario's going to be sacked there, and looks like the ball came out there, and Hamilton West was able to recover it. So not what the Hounds were looking for there. There's going to be some flags here on the play, maybe some extracurriculars after the play there by Hamilton West are going to get them flagged. But so not what the Hounds were looking for here, but with the way their defense has been playing, I'm not going to expect them to get down on themselves at all. They know that they can go out here and stop Hamilton West, and they're still leading by 6 here in this game, so they've definitely got nothing to hang their heads about.
Yeah, it was a tough break for the Greyhounds. It looked like they were going to score once again, but credit to Hamilton West causing the fumble, picking it up. They got flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct, so that's going to bring them back. But it looks like they're probably just going to take a knee here, or maybe ground out a couple more yards to end this half. So Greyhounds currently in the lead, 13-7, and second quarter about to end.
So at the end of 2, the Hounds are up 13-7.
That's the end of the half, ladies.
And we're going to pick back up here in the second half. Joining me now is broadcast student Mr. Decker Mara. How are you doing today, Decker?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to do the second half of this Northern versus Hamilton West game, homecoming day. We got to do this last year, and I'm excited to do another one.
That's right, and it was a pretty exciting first half. Northern scored the first 2 touchdowns, but we got a really close matchup here. Great turnout here at the farm. Friends, family, community members. It is Saturday, October 14th, and it is homecoming 2017, and really exciting matchup. Hopefully the Hounds can pull off a win here today and boost their record to 2-4.
Yeah, Northern looked great in this opening half from what I could see. They've been doing better this half than they've done in pretty much any game all season. It looks like. I guess they're motivated by the crowd behind us.
Absolutely. We've got a great home crowd here, a great turnout at the farm, as we always do. We actually just came off a very exciting senior night for field hockey, right, where the girls were victorious 4-0. We had the opportunity to do that. And, Decker, I think you and I and Kyle are close to maybe our 12th game announcing, maybe our 12th game. This is actually my 43rd game announcing for Northern TV. But we've been sort of good luck charms.
Yeah, it certainly is. That one's going to fall to the turf just before the receiver could catch it for Hamilton West. But most of the games we've done, Northern's happened to win. I don't know if it's just having that extra crew behind you to motivate you to work a little harder, or if it's just a little bit of extra luck that we've brought on to all of our Northern sports.
And there's going to be a flag on that play, so maybe someone crossed the neutral zone, or perhaps it was a formation error. But we've got a heck of a game here, and Northern's currently in the lead, 13-7. Still so very early in the third quarter, anybody could win. But now Northern TV records 2 varsity sports per season, and this season we did quite a few games. We did the girls volleyball team versus Cinnaminson, right, which was a big win. We did girls field hockey. We did a previous football game, and now we're here at homecoming, and we look to do a couple more events, hopefully, in the fall before we turn our attention over to the winter season, when we've got a lot of exciting things here.
Yeah, we've had such a good run with these fall sports that I'm excited to do the winter ones and see if we can keep that going like we did a few years ago. That's going to be a deep heave that gets just overthrown by Hamilton West.
And it looked like we were going to have an interception there. That was a great play by the defensive back there at Northern, knocking that one down. Almost a turnover, but Hamilton West is going to pick back up here with a crucial 3rd down.
Yeah, and if you're Northern, you'd love to come down with that interception on the deep throw, but sometimes just can't. That's going to be a decent run for a chunk of yards, but not going to be enough for the first down, as Hamilton West is going to have to punt on their opening drive of the second half.
Number 14, Peters on that carry. Tommy Hill in there on the tackle for the Hounds. Ball was marked at the 34-yard line.
Scary position here if you're Hamilton West. You don't want to punt it back to him because you know he's pretty fast.
So we'll see what Hamilton West does here. Well, snap there on the punt and get it off in time, and that's going to be a high.
Northern looked to field this punt, and it looks like that's going to be a fumble on the Greyhounds, recovered by Hamilton West. Looked like Northern got bumped into each other, and Hamilton West is going to get possession here inside the red zone. So advantageous for the Hornets. Tough break there for the Greyhounds, but let's see if the defense can hold them to maybe just 3. And again, for those just tuning in, I am Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcast student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Saturday, October 14th, and it is homecoming 2017, and we are here live on Northern TV, which is Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel, Northern TV, as well as we're streaming on the web. So all kinds of ways to stay plugged in for Northern athletics and all things Northern programming. They're moving the chains, so they're in almost close to the red zone here for Northern.
Yeah, after that mishap by Northern's punt return team, it looks like Hamilton West got a big gain and are moving the ball, motivated from that mistake by Northern.
So Hamilton West looking to capitalize on that. They're going to tie the game, or looking to tie the game, or maybe get their first lead of the game. In the first half, Northern was led by quarterback Cameron Clouser and Mike Colario, as well as running back Amir Stevenson, who had a rushing touchdown in the second quarter. So hopefully the defense can hold on here and make a stop. And as I said in the first half, you can follow Northern football on Twitter at HoundsGridiron, and you can follow all of Northern sports on Twitter at NBC_athletics, and that's run by our athletic director, Dr. Dan Uzak. He does a great job plugging everybody in to all things Northern sports. You can also follow Northern TV on Twitter at Northern_TV. So, Hamilton West picking back up here at about the 19-yard line.
Yeah, if you're Northern, you're just hoping that you can stop Hamilton West from scoring a touchdown on this drive, but they might even be able to push him back out of field goal range, as we saw a deep tackle beyond the line of scrimmage there by what I think it was Chris Ratty on the defense.
And he's been doing an outstanding job, as well as defensive standout DeAndre Pearson. That looks like a high snap, but they're going to throw it, and it looks like he's going to come down with it, or no, rolled incomplete, but certainly an acrobatic attempt there by the receiver on Hamilton West. Northern benefited from that drop. So big down here coming up.
Yeah, we saw the pressure, that defensive line getting right back to the quarterback on that play. They rushed the quarterback, and he wasn't quite able to reach his target, making Hamilton West have to try to make it a really acrobatic catch that if he would have caught it would have gained them a few yards and put him back in the field goal range.
So Hamilton West in the shotgun. And, great defensive pressure there by the Hounds. That looks like a sack by DeAndre Pearson. He's doing a great job this season.
Yeah, he's certainly one of those guys on the defensive line we were just bringing up, and that's going to be a big sack, forcing a deep third down. And if Hamilton West can't pick up any yards, this is going to be a demoralizing drive for them. They just had that muff punt by Northern and had gained real good field position, and if they can't score off of it, that's gonna be pretty much the end. That might be the end for them. Looks like they're gonna back them up a few more yards and a penalty on that snap.
Delay game moves the ball back to the 33-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised here if the Hornets are going to send out their punting unit, try and pin Northern back deep. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, that was a very strong set by Northern to save themselves from giving up points after the.
And West is going to send that punt out of bounds. So great defensive stop there, preventing what could have been an easy 6 there for the Hornets. Just over 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And again, for those just tuning in, I am Mr. James Dad. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Homecoming 2017. It is October 14th as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds take on the Hamilton West Hornets in a great matchup.
Yeah, Hamilton West not being able to score there is crucial for Northern. Being able to stop a team when they get the ball in your own 25 is huge defensively, and it's going to be a motivating factor for Northern throughout this quarter.
So, 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. Ball's on the 11-yard line. Currently in the lead, 13-7. We've got senior quarterback Cameron Clouser, who had a good first half, alternating with junior quarterback Mike Colario. Looks like the Hounds are going to get wrapped up there. Clouser rushed for a touchdown in the first quarter and was really accurate passing the ball as well, limiting his throws, but nonetheless caught the Hornets off guard on quite a few big throws. And the clock continues to count down under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, you brought up Northern's run game with their quarterbacks. That's something we saw last year, and it continued on to this season, as we've seen Northern hasn't really thrown it all this game. just depending on the run, on that ground and pound movement to just keep the ball moving. And they've already run 30 seconds off the clock this drive, and that's more of their style.
Absolutely. We've seen the Hounds be very successful with the ground game this season, and we've seen Amir Stevenson do a great job filling in for the injured running back Anthony King this year. He really stepped up to the plate. In the first game, as I mentioned earlier, had 3 rushing touchdowns in our first game versus West Windsor Plainsboro, had 175 yards on the ground. He was bottled up a couple times, but nonetheless averages close to 100 yards a game, so he's doing a great job. Look like we're going to get a flag there on the play. Not sure if that's going to be a false start or an offsides, but
yeah, it looked like Hamilton West's defensive tackle jumped a bit early, and they're going to move 5 yards up and give Northern an easier play here for the first down.
now obviously you can follow this game on Northern TV, Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. We're also streaming on the web. We have our YouTube channel, and you can download our app at appcatch.com to check out all things Northern TV, including this exciting matchup and many more. So Clouser under center here. And looks like he's going to punch that one in for a first down. Offsides gave Northern a 3rd and short, and they took advantage. So credit to them.
Yeah, that's something we've seen Cameron Clouser utilize a few times this game already, is that 1-2 yard QB sneak, and that big offensive line just barreling through Hamilton West's defensive line to get a few yards for Cameron Clouser to just pick up first downs and even a touchdown earlier in this one.
Absolutely. Now the Hounds are moving the ball about the 20-yard line. Clouser under center. And it looks like they're going to go right back to Stevenson. He's going to pick up a nice chunk of yards there. Oh, and it looks like a fumble, but they're going to rule him down. So Northern will retain possession. So that was very fortunate for the Greyhounds. They're going to hold on to that one.
Yeah, the ground is definitely what caused the fumble in that play, and what kept Stevenson from actually having a fumble there. But what we've seen so far this game is a mix of Amir Stevenson and Will Mesa running the ball for incredible gains so far this game, and that play looked like it could have gone all the way to the house if he didn't get tripped up there. There was nobody back. Looks like they're going to stay in that same I formation with Mesa and Stevenson behind Cameron Clouser. And Will Mesa's going to break a few tackles to gain 7 or 8 yards on that run.
And he's been doing a great job offensively here today. As we stated in the first half, he typically doesn't do too much in the backfield on offense. Great defensive standout here for the Greyhounds, but he's really stepped up his game today, and he's really given Northern a added dimension of running in addition to Tommy Hill and Amir Stevenson. So hopefully the Hounds can continue to grind out some yards. Doing a great job so far, currently in the lead 13-7 here in the third quarter. And again, Mason's going to advance the ball, get a handful of yards on that play.
Yeah, I just keep feeding him. Every time he runs the ball, he gains at least 5 yards, is what we've seen throughout this half. And even this game, that one's going to go back to Stevenson, who's going to bust through a gap and gain about 10 yards in the run.
So great halfback draw there. Really caught Hamilton West off guard. Stevenson did a great job. Northern's inside the 40, looking to capitalize and maybe put some more points here on the board to extend this lead.
Northern's offense is probably pretty fired up from the defensive plays they had on that last drive, keeping Hamilton West from putting up points. And we're gonna see Northern go right back into that I formation that they've been running this whole drive. It's gonna go to Will Mesa, who's gonna get a short gain but still pick up about 4 yards in the carry.
So 2nd and about 7 for the Greyhounds. And they're doing a great job this quarter, really just, draining the clock, grounding and pounding out some yards, wearing down the defense on the Hornets. And we'll see what Clouser and the boys have in store here.
been interesting this game because Northern's run this same formation nearly every play, and Hamilton West just can't beat it. Amir Stevenson's going to take that one outside, juke a couple guys, and go down to around the 20-yard line, picking up a big chunk of yards on that run.
Absolutely. That was a great run by Stevenson. He's inside the red zone now for the Greyhounds, who are currently up by 6, but I'm sure would love to make this a 2-possession game.
Yeah, they just keep creeping in on that goal line, gaining yards and running time off the clock, just like they've been doing all game.
And another handoff there to the fullback. Will Mace's been doing a great job, grinding out a couple yards. I wouldn't be surprised, Decker, after maybe a handful of rushing plays here, that Northern does maybe a little play action, try to catch the Hornets off guard, although their running game has been very effective, so we'll see what they have in store.
Yeah, exactly. This is a spot where I would think you'd send your fullback and probably your best pass-catching running back out to the outside on a little fake run and just toss it to him, because they've just been running the center all game long. And that was going to go to Stevenson, who's going to pick up a couple yards, get a little closer to the goal line, but not quite in it yet.
So just continuing to wear down the defense of Hamilton West. Now, obviously, Northern Sports is a big part of our network, but you can also check out Northern TV for some other exciting programming, including Graduation 2017, as well as last year's Senior Night, Scholars Night, Greyhound Choice, Greyhound Gala, and our flagship Northern News, which had a great story on the football team just this past episode. So Northern currently in the lead. We're in the third quarter. Again, I'm Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Saturday, October 14th. It is homecoming 2017.
Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Toss it short to that running back, Will Mesa, for the touchdown. Wide open, just as we both thought.
Great job, and that's going to be a timeout as West looks to regroup here before the extra point. But, yeah, great job grinding out some yards and then getting them the bite on the play action. Looks like Northern's going to attempt to maybe go for 2 here. Make this a 21-7 game.
Yeah, it's definitely the right call to go for 2 in this spot. Get up by 14 points. They have to get 2 touchdowns to beat you, not tie you. Doesn't do anything for you being up by 13. They're going to go right back to the play action, and it's going to be caught. And I think he went right back too. No, he didn't. But that was a great play by the whole Northern squad there, going right back to play action.
Great throw there by Klauser, getting Hamilton West to bite on the fake, roll out. Perfect throw, right on the spot to the extended arms of the receiver. And Northern's in the lead now, 21-7, doing a great job here as the third quarter is dwindling down. But as we saw in the first quarter, Hamilton West can move the ball. They've got an outstanding wide receiver in Charles, and he does a great job. So I'm sure there'll be a heavy dosage of passing here once West gets the ball back after the kickoff.
Yeah, that wide receiver, Christopher Charles, is a guy who can do it all. So far this season, he's caught passes, run the ball quite a bit, and thrown about 4. I think he's thrown 4 times already this season. It's going to be a short kickoff, and Hamilton West is going to bring it out to about the 45. Going to give them great starting field position.
So just under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Northern really did a great job with time of possession there in the third quarter and really grinded it out, and then punched a touchdown there on the board and got the 2-point conversion. So they're currently in the driver's seat here, 21-7. We still have an entire quarter left to play, so still anybody's game, but the Hounds have to like this offense they've got going today, and certainly the defense has been doing a great job as well. So credit to the Greyhounds and their coaching staff for really coming out here with a game plan and executing it, and hopefully we can pull off a big win here in front of our home crowd. Homecoming 2017. We've got a great dance coming up later tonight to cap off our festivities from Spirit Week and our carnival. West in the shotgun. Looks like we have a lateral and a halfback pass, and that's going to be a touchdown for West, catching Northern off guard there. And that was our receiver, Charles, we were just talking about. Looks like Northern bit on the halfback lateral there. And West is right back on the board now. They've closed the gap here. It's 21-13 with about a quarter left to play. So just like that, one play, and the Hornets are back on the board.
Wow, that was a big play. It even caught me off guard. I thought they were going to run the ball outside off that screen pass to the running back. But Hamilton West comes out with the trick moves to try to get a comeback up against Northern, and they're going to go for the extra point to bring it back to a one-score game. The kick is going to be good, perfectly hit right through the uprights. And it's 21-14 now. Northern's still in the lead, but they gave up a one-play touchdown drive after taking about 7 minutes to score in their own. Yeah, that's kind of what we've seen out of these teams so far this game. Is Northern's a team that plays a whole lot slower and takes up more time, and Hamilton West goes straight for the big plays, and it looked like that one worked as they made Northern's defense bite on the fake play. Northern's going to try to get set up for the return on this one, putting their two fastest guys in the back, and Hamilton West has been afraid to kick it to them all day long. We'll see if they do it now.
So third quarter's winding down here. Just like that, Hamilton West is back into this game. 21-14, though. The Greyhounds are going to get possession here and hopefully can expand on this lead and get it back to a two-score game. But that was a tremendous offensive showing there by Hamilton West. And as we said, their wide receiver Charles does a great job in all facets of offense. He's wide receiver. We've seen him run the ball and pass the ball, so certainly somebody to look out for. And Hamilton West here is going to kick off as we wind down the third quarter.
Yeah, but Northern's offense is one that plays better when it's ahead. It's a run-based offense that likes to take time off the clock. That's good for if you have the lead, and it's pretty much the opposite of the way Hamilton West plays, which is a better offense to play if you're behind. So we're going to see the two offenses at their best coming into the fourth quarter trying to close out a game.
So the clock's going to stop with just under 34 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Northern will probably get maybe one play off here if they run the ball. And we'll head into the fourth with the Greyhounds holding on to a 7-point lead here at Homecoming 2017.
Yeah, there's no reason to expect they wouldn't be running this play. Michael Calario's in at quarterback as they go back to the junior, but Northern's just probably going to keep running like they've done so far throughout this whole game. And they're going to hand it off to Will Mesa, who's going to pick up a short gain but get stopped pretty early. That's going to be the end of the third quarter.
So we're going to pick back up here in the fourth quarter.
Michael Calario's pass is complete to Will Mesa across midfield to the 46-yard line.
In the fourth quarter, still an entire quarter left to play as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds lead the Hamilton West Hornets 21-14 in a great matchup.
Yeah, Northern's still going to take the ball with the junior quarterback, Michael Calario. Even though we've seen Cameron Clouser getting touchdowns every time he's had the ball, it's been more of their strategy, and that's going to be a big pickup for a first down by Will Mesa. Just keep those legs churning, never stop running, and you'll gain yards, and that's exactly what he did.
It's good to see the junior getting some experience at quarterback. Calario looks to take over for the Greyhounds next season. Obviously, Cameron Clouser's a senior this year. He'll graduate. And, we kind of saw the same thing last year with Clouser getting some key playing time under center when the Hounds wanted to rest or play quarterback Mark Granberry at different positions. So, it's hard to game plan for two different quarterbacks, and certainly it's working for the Greyhounds as they're going to pick up another big chunk of yards there. And they're going to get to about the 25-yard line. So they're almost in the red zone for the Hornets. I'm sure they would love to put another touchdown on the board, expand this lead. And they just continue to ground and pound and wear down the defense.
Yeah, you brought wearing out the defense up. And I think that's pretty important to note that they've been out in the field for the majority of this game. Hamilton West having that real short drive doesn't help their defense a whole lot, as they only got to rest up for a couple minutes. But Northern's offense has been on the field close to 18 minutes of the second half already, and that's just got to be a killer defensively for Hamilton West.
So it looks like we're getting a timeout. As we said, Northern currently in the lead, 21-14. I'm going to pick back up here on the game action. Michael Colario under center, quarterback here for the Greyhounds, the junior, getting some key playing time. He's done a great job today, in addition to our starting quarterback, senior Cameron Klauser, who has run for a touchdown, thrown for a touchdown, as well as converted a 2-point conversion. So just a great job all around, offensively for the Hounds. Running back Amir Stevenson rushed for a touchdown, as well as fullback Will Mesa, who received a touchdown pass. So great job, and our defensive players have been doing a great job. Chris Ratty, DeAndre Pearson, as well as many others. So Colario drops back to pass. He fires that one over the middle. It's just going to get broken up, but great pass attempt there. Double coverage, so a credit to the Hornets. I thought Northern was going to have another 6 there on the board.
Yeah, that's one Xavier Dukes would like to have back. You hate dropping big plays like that, but Northern's been moving offensively enough where it's not that big of a concern. So we're going to see Northern game planning here for another play. Most likely a run up the middle to try to pick up the first down, as that's what we've seen all day out of this team. Colario's going to get back into the huddle and set up his team for the play.
So we've got Will Mason at fullback, Amir Stevenson at running back. And we've got a man in motion here at tight end. And just as you predicted, Decker, Northern, whoa, great play there by Stevenson. Picks up a big chunk of yards. And Northern is on or around the 15-yard line. So great play call. Winding down the clock, too, is something you'd like to see here in the fourth quarter as you're holding on to a one-possession game. As I said, I'm sure the Hounds would love to put another 6 on the board and kind of try to put this game out of reach. But you know what? Hamilton West is still hanging on. For as much as their defense has been on the field today, they're still in this one. So anything could happen. Still plenty of time left in this game. Colario heading out to the huddle here. And we'll see what the Hounds have drawn up here in the red zone.
As long as you're Northern, if you can put up any points this drive, it's a win. Because then you're up by 2 scores, and it's going to be even harder for Hamilton West to make this comeback when they can't stop you on the ground, as we just saw Will Mesa barreling through to about the 4-yard line. That's going to put Northern almost in the end zone with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That was a great run there by Mesa. First and goal here for the Greyhounds. Obviously, our kicker, Zach Hobbs, has got the boot. He could put it through the uprights if we go for the field goal, but I think Northern's looking to score here. They've been doing a great job moving the ball on this drive and winding down the clock. And Mesa's just going to keep his feet moving. Looks like the whistle's going to blow here as a stop and forward progress, but he got, maybe another yard there on that play. So second and goal here from the Greyhounds from just inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, you're close here, and last time in this situation, Northern went for the play action. I would think Hamilton West might be expecting that one now, but you never know. It might be worth trying to draw up a pass, but at around the goal line, it's a little scary, as defenses usually like to rush as many men as possible at the quarterback. Northern's going to line themselves back up in the I formation with Michael Colario, followed up by Will Mesa and Amir Stevenson. We're going to see an offensive lineman shift over there. Stevenson's going to get the ball, and it looks like he got into the end zone. That's going to be what I believe is a touchdown for Northern to move them up 27-14 and potentially 28 if they hit the extra point. Great run by Stevenson, and that's going to be his second of the day. So they are lining up to hit the extra point to make this a 14-point game. Certainly not out of reach if you're Hamilton West, but exactly what you need to start pulling away if you're Northern.
So Zach Hobbs here setting up for the extra point. And It's going to be good. So great job there by the Greyhounds, pounding out some yardage, getting a big touchdown. Extra point, currently in the lead, 28-14. We are in the fourth quarter. We've got about 8 minutes left to play. And Northern Burlington's looking to get a big win here, homecoming 2017, in front of our home crowd. And again, for those just tuning in, I am Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcasting student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live on Northern TV as the Northern Burlington Greyhounds playing the Hamilton West Hornets in a great local matchup. With a win today, the Hounds will advance to 2-4, and as I stated, next week have a big game against Princeton High School. Certainly a winnable game. Northern defeated Princeton last year. Obviously anything could happen. And then the Hounds finish their season here at the farm on November 22nd versus Pemberton in our annual Commanders Cup. So, Northern can squeak out this one. They've got 2 more winnable games on the schedule. They can finish this season 500, and that certainly would be something I'm sure Coach Joel Dosey would love to see. And it looks like we're going to send this one down. And West is going to try to run it out here.
Yeah, a little bobble on the return, but it came right back to him as Hamilton West is going to get that ball to about the 25-yard line before being taken down. Oh, there's going to be a flag on the return, however, and I think it's going to back him up a little bit more.
Look like a block in the back penalty there going against the Hornets. And they're going to be at the 10-yard line taken off. So they've got the whole field to get down. But as we saw last quarter, one big play, one big pass. They've got number 5, Charles, out there. So certainly somebody our guys have to keep their eye on as they can strike quick.
It looks like they're going to go back to... Oh, never mind. It was almost the same play, but I think the running back saw there was nobody to throw to down deep, so he went for the run instead and picked up the first down. That was pretty much the exact play they drew up for the last touchdown, but instead they're going to run with it and decide not to throw.
So a little halfback option there. Decided to take off with that one. And that's going to move the chain, so it's going to be a big first down for Hamilton West. They got a little bit more breathing room inside the 10. Certainly is not a spot you want to be. So now they're on or around the 25-yard line, looking to get back into this one.
Yeah, they're right back to where they were after the kickoff, but Northern took a few seconds off the clock to get him there. That's going to be a big open field tackle to keep Hamilton West from breaking free because there was nobody back there to cover if he would have gotten out.
And just a swarm of defenders there from the Greyhounds. Looked like we had a flag come in. Not sure if that's going to be called pass interference. Either way, going to get declined. And Hamilton West is going to get the first down.
Yeah, I think they're going to call that one on the defense, but it didn't matter since Hamilton West picked up about... Actually, no, they're going to call that one... I'm not sure which way they called it, but it was going to be about a 7-yard pickup for Hamilton West.
So, Greyhounds currently in the lead, 28-14. Again, it is homecoming 2017. We've got a great turnout of family, friends, community members, students, staff members, former students, and that's going to be a nice pickup there. And that was Charles again on the reception. That's just a little quick slant. Get the offense a boost and move the ball.
Yeah, the game plan has been Christopher Charles all day. He has done most of Hamilton West's work receiving the ball, and he's gotten a couple carries as well. He's really been their main target all around.
So it looks like West is going to go back into the shotgun. They're going to send that one towards, look like their tight end, but going to get dropped. So that's a credit to the defensive back play there by the Greyhounds, making that stop, or linebacker play as well. And this is a big play here for Hamilton West. We've seen them get into a pinch a couple times with third downs, but they've capitalized on those third downs. So hopefully the Greyhounds can bend, don't break defense, make a big stop here.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a mistake on Hamilton West's offense that play. I think that was supposed to go to the tight end, but the running back saw that the ball was thrown a little short and went after it himself, causing nobody to catch the ball instead of it going to the wide open tight end by Hamilton. They're going to snap the ball, and the quarterback's going to throw it deep. Almost picked off again, but I think they're going to call defensive pass interference as that was pretty blatant on that one.
So a great defensive play there by the Greyhounds and almost an interception, but as you said, a flag on the play, and it's going to be pass interference, and the Hornets are going to retain possession.
Yeah, they're going to call that one every time when the wide receiver's down on the ground and the corner's the only one trying to make the play. So it looks like Hamilton West is going to be at the 50-yard line, looking to score, looking to get within one score of this fiery Northern offense. So we're going to see Northern's defensive line trying to match up strong against that offensive line. They're going to break through and get to the quarterback, who is going to... Actually, it's the wide receiver in at quarterback now who's going to make a couple juke moves. Christopher Charles playing Wildcat quarterback these last couple plays. It adds a whole new dynamic to your offense when your quarterback can run the way Christopher Charles can, and we've seen him run all day long. So we're going to see Hamilton West is going to look to play with the wide receiver in at quarterback for what might be the remainder of this drive. We're going to snap it back to him. He's going to look to pass. And that one's going to be just underthrown to the running back. That's kind of what happens when you send a wide receiver into play at quarterback. He might have a good arm, but certainly not quite as accurate as your starting quarterbacks. But you add the threat of the running game, and that's what they were looking for. So Northern's defense looking to hold up against this Hamilton West offense, rejuvenated by their wide receiver coming in at quarterback. We're going to see Christopher Charles try to make some more snaps in at quarterback on this drive and attempt to bring Hamilton West back within one score.
So Charles is going to stay in at quarterback here for the Hornets. He's been doing a pretty good job moving the ball, trying to close the gap here. 28-14 lead by the Greyhounds. Looks like the running back is going to block for him, and Charles is going to pick up another nice chunk of yards. So certainly a different element from number 5. But he's doing a great job, and he's moving the ball. Obviously, the clock is against the Hornets. Northern up 2 scores at this point in the game. Only about 7 minutes left to play. But the Hornets are doing a good job kind of bringing a new look on offense here versus the Greyhounds. So it looks like Fennell's back in at quarterback, and he's going to dive there for a yard. Looks like we're going to get a timeout called there late for Hamilton West. And a key third down here, 3rd and short, as West tries to keep their hopes alive, currently down by 2 scores. So this could be the game here for Hamilton West. They got to pick up that yardage, and it looks like he's not going to get anything. Big stuff there by the Greyhounds. Credit to the defensive line. And they're going to bring out the chains here and see if it's going to be a measurement. And looks like he's going to get it by just a few inches. So very advantageous there for West, getting that first down. That could have been the difference in the game there, but you know, football's a game of inches, and it looks like they were able to get what they needed. So they're going to pick back up here on first down. Currently down 28-14. And they're going to keep Christopher Charles in at quarterback here and see if he can make something happen with his feet. Looks like he's going to send that one for about a 7-yard pickup and then a few more yards after the catch. So they're closing in here. They're going to shove him out of bounds. And that was Kevin Boswell there on the reception. So he's been doing a great job in the backfield, trying to keep the Hounds, trying to keep the Hornets in this game. Now, we're coming off a very exciting fall sports season. All of our teams were very, very successful. Decker, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, as we mentioned, we were at Northern's field hockey game the other day, and they just moved back up to 500 now at 8-8-1. We've also had some other really successful teams headlining with our girls tennis, who's 16-2, boys soccer, who's 7-5-2, and girls volleyball, which are 19-8. And we've had a very good fall sports season all around.
That's right. We also have girls soccer, who finished the season 9-8, or currently 9-8, and of course our girls cheerleaders, who keep all of our teams motivated here at the farm. So hopefully our boys can bounce back, get a big win here today. Now they have another game next week versus Princeton, certainly a winnable game. They defeated Princeton last year, and then they have the annual Commanders Cup game, and that is versus Pemberton. That's going to be on November 22nd. That's at home here at the farm for a 6 p.m. kickoff. Now Northern defeated Pemberton last year at Pemberton 42-0, so I'm sure Pemberton would love to get some revenge. Pemberton won the previous year 22-20, and it's always a great matchup as both schools are host to our military students from the joint base. So that game always has special meaning to our communities. Northern is also premiering a new JROTC program here at the farm this year, so very exciting things going on here. And
this is going to be a third and extremely long for Hamilton West, but they're just trying to pick up a few yards so that they can kick a field goal and get 3.
So big play here for the Greyhounds. And that pass by Charles is going to be complete for close to a 5-yard gain, but the pressure is certainly still on Hamilton West to score as the clock is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Big fourth down attempt here for the Hornets. 4th and short, trying to keep this drive alive.
They're going to snap the ball, and the quarterback's going to throw it deep. Almost picked off again. Yeah, Hamilton West not being able to score there is crucial for Northern. Being able to stop a team when they get the ball on your own 25 is huge defensively, and it's going to be a motivating factor for Northern throughout this quarter.
So that was a great play there by the Greyhounds. Currently in the lead. We are here in the fourth quarter, and again, for those just tuning in, I am Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcast student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Saturday, October 14th, and it is Homecoming 2017, and we are here live on Northern TV, which is Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel, Northern TV, as well as we're streaming on the web. So all kinds of ways to stay plugged in for Northern athletics and all things Northern programming. Also want to mention once again that this weekend is the 40th anniversary for the class of 1977. You can check out our district webpage, www.nburlington.com, to find out more about several social gatherings going on, reconnect with old friends, family members, and we've got a great turnout here at the farm as usual with students, staff, and our community showing their support for the Hounds.
Yeah, you brought up Northern's run game with their quarterbacks. That's something we saw last year, and it continued on to this season. As we've seen, Northern hasn't really thrown it all this game, just depending on the run, on that ground and pound movement to just keep the ball moving. And they've already run 30 seconds off the clock this drive, and that's more of their style.
Northern currently in the opposing red zone, waiting to get a play call here. Cameron Clouser, under center, has been doing a great job today. Had 1 touchdown rushing early in the first quarter and 1 passing touchdown in the second quarter, as well as a 2-point conversion, so he's been doing a great job. And that looks like it's going to be a short gain for the Hounds as we take a pause in the game action. As this team's looking to get a big win here, Homecoming 2017. We've got some really great offensive contributions today from quarterbacks Mike Hilario and Cam Clouser. We also got some really great contributions from running backs Will Mesa and Amir Stevenson. And then on the defensive side, Chris Ratty, DeAndre Pearson doing a great job, secondary, special teams. I mean, everything's pretty much clicking here for the Greyhounds. So, clock winding down here in the fourth quarter. Northern looking to hold on, get a big win today. Looks like a quick handoff. He's going to be bottled up quick. With a win today, the Hounds will advance to 2-4, and as I stated, next week have a big game against Princeton High School. Certainly a winnable game. Northern defeated Princeton last year. Obviously, anything can happen. And then the Hounds finish their season here at the farm on November 22nd versus Pemberton in our annual Commanders Cup. So, Northern can squeak out this one. They've got 2 more winnable games on the schedule. They can finish the season 500, and that certainly would be something I'm sure Coach Joel Dosey would love to see. Send out the punt squad as they look to hold off West. get a big win here at the farm in front of our home crowd. Looks like it's going to be a high punt. Going to land around midfield. So Hamilton West is going to get some good field position. They're going to be starting 1st and 10 around midfield. We've got some great defensive play there from the Hounds. It's great to see the offense of Northern really coming alive today, putting up 28 points on the board, and there's still time left on the clock. You know, this is a team kind of had some hiccups earlier in the season, and they've only put up 32 points combined their last 4 games. So to put up 28, that's a credit to the coaching staff, getting these guys motivated, a credit to the players.
Yeah, we saw the pressure of that defensive line getting right back to the quarterback on that play. They rushed the quarterback, and he wasn't quite able to reach his target, making Hamilton West have to try to make it a really acrobatic catch that if he would have caught it, it looks like. I guess they're motivated by the crowd behind us.
Absolutely, and as I said, you know, a win today could really help the Greyhounds. They've got a favorable matchup next week versus Princeton. They defeated Princeton last year, and then they have the big Thanksgiving game every year, and this year versus Pemberton. That game is on the 22nd of November. So the Hounds still have a shot to finish 500. That's 2nd and 10. Quick dump off for a short gain. And West is really trying to score, try to get back in this one. Down by 2 scores here late.
It looks like Hamilton West got a big gain and are moving the ball.
We got a really close matchup here. Great turnout here at the farm. Friends, family, community members. It is Saturday, October 14th, and it is homecoming 2017. And really exciting matchup. Hopefully the Hounds can pull off a win here today and boost their record to 2-4.
Yeah, Northern looked great in this half from what I could see. They've been doing better this half than they've done in pretty much any game all season, it looks like.
So, shotgun formation. That was a great attempt, but it was dropped by the receiver there on Hamilton West. That could have been a big game for them. So that was a great play there by the Greyhounds. Currently in the lead. We are here in the 4th quarter, and again, for those just tuning in, I am Mr. James Dowd. I'm joined by broadcast student Mr. Decker Morrow. We are here live at the farm. It is Saturday, October 14th, and it is homecoming 2017, and we are here live on Northern TV, which is Comcast Channel 19, Verizon Channel 42. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel, Northern TV, as well as we're streaming on the web. So all kinds of ways to stay plugged in for Northern athletics and all things Northern programming. And back in the shotgun again. And it's caught. So, clock still ticking away. Just under a minute to play here.
Complete to Boswell, down around the 15-yard line.
Short field. So, it looks like we're getting a timeout. As we said, Northern currently in the lead. Going to pick back up here on the game action.
It might be worth trying to draw up a pass, but at around the goal line it's a little scary as defenses usually like to rush as many men as possible at the quarterback.
West in the shotgun. Looks like we have a pass, and that's going to be a touchdown for West, catching Northern off guard there, and that was our receiver Charles we were just talking about, and West is right back on the board now. They've closed the gap here. So just like that, one play, and the Hornets are back on the board. Perfect throw, right on the spot to the extended arms of the receiver.
Yeah, the game plan has been Christopher Charles all day. He has done most of Hamilton West's work receiving the ball, and he's gotten a couple carries as well. He's really been their main target all around.
Setting up here for the extra point. Looking to close this lead to 7. Certainly just a few seconds left on the clock, so the extra point is good. Hamilton West obviously is going to go for the onside kick. They recover it. They may have maybe one play, enough time for a Hail Mary. And if Northern recovers, that'll be the game. So pressure's on West here. All Northern has to do is fall on the ball, get a nice recovery, and that'll be a big win here in front of our home crowd. Homecoming 2017. I just want to take this opportunity to thank our Northern TV crew, our facilities department, our athletic department. I'd also like to thank our video production teacher, Mr. Matt Pona, helping us out, our camera operators Cameron Cassidy, Maria Spano, Andrew McFarlane, Sean Whiteman on graphics, Brianna Murphy on technical direction, and certainly Decker, you and Kyle are doing a great job. And here's the kick. And it's recovered by the Greyhounds. Great job. So that's going to do it for the Northern Burlington Greyhounds. Getting a big win here today. Looks like they're going to just take a knee here on the final play. Congratulations to the team and Coach Dulcie and the coaching staff and all the players. Certainly want to thank our community members and students, families for their support. So Northern Burlington's going to win 28-21. For all of us here at Northern TV, on behalf of Kyle Forsini and Decker Morrow, I am Mr. James Dowd, signing off.